Imagine you're standing in a dense forest just after sunrise. The air is warm, heavy, and strangely quiet. Then the ground begins to tremble. Birds don't scatter because there are no birds. Instead, towering ferns sway as something enormous pushes through them. A creature the size of a bus steps into view. Its skin is covered in scales, its breath steams in the cool morning air, and every instinct in your body screams one word: run. Now imagine you're not alone. Around you are other humans carrying sharpened wooden spears, stone axes, and fire. They're not soldiers or superheroes, just ordinary hunter-gatherers trying to survive one more day. It sounds like the greatest battle in history. But here's the mystery. Would humans actually survive in a world with dinosaurs? Or would dinosaurs have shaped humans into something completely different? Most people imagine humans fighting Tyrannosaurus Rex every afternoon, like some prehistoric action movie. But that's probably the least interesting thing that would happen. The biggest danger wouldn't always be the giant predators, it would be everything else. Now things get interesting. The world of the dinosaurs wasn't just filled with monsters, it was a completely different planet wearing Earth's name. Oxygen levels were different, plants looked unfamiliar, flowers barely existed for much of dinosaur history, and grass, the thing covering football fields, parks, and your backyard, hadn't yet taken over the world. Entire forests were dominated by giant ferns and towering conifers. You wouldn't simply recognize it as Earth, you'd feel like you'd landed on another world. Humans, meanwhile, evolved for a very different stage. Our ancestors became masters of open landscapes. Long legs turned us into endurance runners, and sweating kept us cool while other animals overheated. We could follow prey for hours until it simply collapsed from exhaustion. Against a deer, that's brilliant. Against a 9-ton predator, not so much. But that's not the whole story. Humans have never been the strongest animal. We've never been the fastest, and we've never had claws, armor, venom, or giant teeth. Yet somehow, we're still here. Why? Because evolution gave us something far stranger. Our greatest weapon isn't our muscles, it's our imagination. Long before humans built cities, they built stories. Imagine one person spotting a dangerous dinosaur near a river. Instead of everyone learning that lesson the hard way, they tell the rest of the group. By sunset, every child knows to avoid that river. One dinosaur teaches an entire tribe. That's survival multiplied. Anthropologists believe this ability to share knowledge transformed humans into what some researchers call a collective brain. No single human knows everything. But together, groups become astonishingly intelligent. Dinosaurs, even the smartest ones, probably couldn't do that on the same scale. Here's where it gets weird. The dinosaurs most likely to threaten humans wouldn't actually be the famous ones. A Tyrannosaurus is enormous. It's loud. You'd hear it, probably smell it, and you'd at least have time to panic. A creature the size of a wolf with razor-sharp claws hiding in thick vegetation? That's terrifying. Modern humans already struggle with ambush predators like leopards, crocodiles, and tigers. Our brains are wired to notice eyes in bushes, sudden movement, and snake-like shapes. Psychologists believe many of our deepest fears come from millions of years spent avoiding predators. Now imagine adding packs of intelligent raptors into that equation. Sleep suddenly becomes dangerous. Children can't wander alone. Every rustling leaf becomes a possible nightmare. Our psychology itself would evolve differently, because fear isn't just an emotion, it's survival software. The real surprise is that dinosaurs might have changed human civilization before civilization even existed. Think about farming. Agriculture only works if you can protect crops. Today, farmers worry about insects, wild pigs, deer, or birds. Imagine defending an entire wheat field from herds of hungry dinosaurs weighing several tons. Fences become useless. Villages become fortresses. Instead of spreading across open plains, humans might cluster on cliffs, islands, or mountains where giant animals struggle to reach them. Cities could look more like giant castles from the very beginning. History itself would take another path. But here's another twist. Fire changes everything. Humans didn't invent sharp teeth, we invented controlled lightning. Most animals fear fire instinctively. Would dinosaurs? We don't know. But if they reacted like modern reptiles and birds, flames would become one of humanity's greatest equalizers. Imagine hundreds of people surrounding their homes every night with rings of fire, creating glowing circles in a dark prehistoric wilderness. The dinosaurs wouldn't disappear, but suddenly humans aren't just prey anymore. They're unpredictable. And evolution has a hard time dealing with unpredictable. Now things get even stranger. Not every dinosaur would be an enemy. Some would almost certainly become partners. Look at wolves. Thousands of years ago, they competed with humans. Today, they sleep on our sofas. If wolves could become dogs, why couldn't small feathered dinosaurs follow a similar path? Many dinosaurs were already covered in feathers long before birds appeared. Some hunted insects. Others were clever enough to solve problems. Given enough generations, humans might selectively breed certain species for hunting, guarding camps, carrying supplies, or even companionship. Your best friend might wag a feathered tail instead of a furry one. And speaking of feathers, most people forget something astonishing. Birds are dinosaurs. Not dinosaur descendants, dinosaurs. Every pigeon stealing your sandwich is the last surviving branch of an empire that ruled Earth for over 160 million years. In a way, we already live with dinosaurs, just not the ones from the movies. But here's the biggest mystery of all. Humans and non-avian dinosaurs were separated by about 66 million years. That's almost impossible to comprehend. If Earth's history were squeezed into a single day, dinosaurs disappear around 11:39 p.m., while modern humans don't arrive until the last few seconds before midnight. We missed each other by the smallest slice of geological time, yet the largest stretch imaginable. That gap matters because dinosaurs didn't simply vanish. Their disappearance opened the stage. After the asteroid struck, mammals inherited a shattered world. Forests recovered, predators changed, and new opportunities appeared. Tiny furry creatures hiding underground suddenly had room to experiment. Eventually, one lineage stood upright, made tools, asked questions, looked at fossils buried beneath its feet, and wondered what had come before. If the asteroid had missed Earth, those tiny mammals might have stayed tiny forever. There might never have been a creature capable of wondering about dinosaurs at all. No paintings, no telescopes, no music, no philosophy, no one asking, what if? That's the strangest part of this entire story. The question isn't really whether humans could survive alongside dinosaurs, it's whether humans could ever become human in the first place. Every chapter of evolution depends on the chapter before it ending. Life isn't written like a straight line, it's written like a relay race where every runner must eventually let go of the baton. The dinosaurs ran farther than almost any group of animals ever has. Then, through unimaginable catastrophe, they passed the world to creatures that had spent millions of years living in their shadow. Those creatures eventually became us. So the next time you hear a bird singing outside your window, remember that you're listening to the last echo of a world that almost never ended. And perhaps the greatest mystery of evolution isn't why the dinosaurs disappeared, but why their ending became the beginning of a species capable of imagining worlds that never were.